Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia, Faith Edition. Now, when we left off, we didn't have a huge amount of farmers and peasant women trying to kill us. But now, we apparently do, because I was attempting to get a couple more performances going at Uxkhal to try to get some cash. Because, as you saw at the end of the previous episode, we were very successful in being able to gain, I believe it was 1,200 dinars, just from that performance alone. So I have been somewhat spamming the performances a little bit, and I have been very successful indeed. We gained another 1,000 dinars in a variety of different performances, and when we were unfortunately not able to complete our endeavors in terms of the performance, of course, we unfortunately roused a lynching mob, and this is the lynching mob. So yes, as you can probably see, we are having mighty difficulties, and I'm hoping I can cast the flame spell to do some damage. I was hoping that would actually be a little bit AoE, but apparently not. It's not going to affect more than one unit by the looks of things, but yes, I was really hoping for an AoE spell right there, but I think this is probably going to be one of those times where we have almost an infinite amount of units to kill, and I have a feeling... Oh, no. Oh, wow, that was close. Okay. I have a feeling that we are probably going to have to take these out over quite a long period of time. So, in actual fact, I'm going to be cutting away here. I don't think you want to see me running around in circles all the time, but yes, we will be doing this for quite a while, I think. And then I will, of course, cut back when we have arrived back in... Where is it now? Blazing Handlands, Uruma Castle. That is, of course, where we need to head to. And we will retrieve our various units, in particular our Inquisitors, because we do need to complete that task that we set out to do previously. And I'm going to be searching for another tournament as well, because we do have a rather large amount of money now, and you will see how much we have after I have completed this rather grueling task. Okay, so we eventually made it back to Uruma Castle. It did take me about 15, maybe even 20 minutes to take out all of these fellows, and I did have my horse at 5% HP at the end, and the last couple of guys actually took it down, and then we were able to, of course, do a considerable amount of damage to them. I believe there was only about 5-6 left, and then we were just able to use our overhead with our mythical hammer and take them out, no problem at all. Unfortunately, as you may see here, we did have a very small army to fight them in the first place, and that's probably the reason why it took so long. But nevertheless, it does seem as though many of our companions were able to gain level ups in that particular encounter, so that is very nice, and we can probably start to increase what? I think our strength a little bit more, get some more power strike for Fororin. I think that's probably going to be the best for him. And then we'll give him some one-handed proficiency, of course. Now, Alathira and Nizar have also gained a level, as well as Vederan himself. So we will be gaining a little bit of attribute increase, as well as skills, I hope. And now, what do we want to increase on Alathira here? Well, I could improve her power strike. That is probably going to help her more than anything at the moment. Maybe Weapon Master as well, but even then, I don't think she really needs that at the moment. She already has 1 point in it, which has increased it to 100, I think? I don't think it's increased it just to 60, is it? I think 0 is the cap for 60 proficiency, at least. So let's go for some in Power Strike, just in case she does get into melee. I want her to be a little bit proficient, surely. I think that would probably be a good idea, so there is that done. Now, let's level up some of these monks into Blazing Hand Footmen, and then, of course, we can go to Nizar and level him up. He's actually looking pretty good and quite strong nowadays, so I don't think we really need to spec too much into him. I think we'll just go for Trainer here, because he does have a pretty reasonable amount of intelligence already. I think we can get at least 4 in Trainer skill, but that will not happen until level 9, I think. Yes, level 9 will be the place when we actually cap his Trainer skill out. And we will level up his one-handed proficiency as well, which is great. So then, Veteran, without further ado, we can level him up. Now, as you may have seen there by the party screen, we do actually have 3,800 or 3,900 in money. And I'm hoping we'll be able to find a tournament very, very soon. So let's just take a look here. What do we want to go for? Well, for a tournament, I have a feeling that maybe Shield, Athletics, or maybe Iron Flesh is going to be the way to go, because at the moment we have a huge amount in Faith, Entertainment, Leadership, but that is really not going to help us in a 1 versus 1 situation. So I think some more Strength, and I think we'll go for Iron Flesh. I know that this is probably not going to save us, because as you saw in the previous tournament, we were taken out by, I believe, a 62 damage hit, or was it 59? Something like that, and that is more HP than we actually have. So yeah, I'm hoping that we just won't come across Kratos again, but if we do, I'm actually going to level up our archery a little bit as well as our crossbow, because you never know, you might actually be given a crossbow or some regular bow, but I hope not at least. So let's head into the garrison here. We want to get 7 of these Blazing Hand Inquisitors. There we go, nice, 7 of them. And now we can try to find Sir Gavid. I'm hoping we'll be able to find him pretty easily. And we do have various declarations of war as well. I believe the Norkrak realm, which are the dwarves, has declared war against the Rodoks, so they are going to be, well, probably having a very bad time of it, because I definitely, being the Rodoks, would definitely not want the dwarves to be against us. We know how painful they can be. Oh my. Oh! Okay, we actually owe him 110 dinars. I have no idea how we do, but there it is. We do anyway. And there it is. We have 7 Blazing Hand Inquisitors. We have improved our relation with him from 4 to 7, which is great. Do you have any other tasks? No, it appears not. Well, that's unfortunate. Now, what do we want to do now? Well, I think we probably want to head over to Blazing Hand Temple, whatever the case, because yeah, no, we don't want to fight you, not just yet. But yes, as I was saying, I would like to get into the arena and see what we can do about locating another tournament. Now, in this particular tournament, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show the first initial rounds, because they are usually extremely easy, and I think I would prefer not to waste your time too much if I am going to fail at it. So yes, I will let you know now that I will just skip the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then on the final and maybe the penultimate round, I will show that, unless I end up failing, and in that case I will not show the entire thing at all, because who wants to see me fail again, right? So yeah, let's see, what can we... Oh, no, he is the warmonger. We're not going to be listening to him too much, but he has a very high relation with us, yes. We have 30 relation with him, so he should support us in us gaining fiefs, or at least I hope so. Maybe he's also a land grabber. That would be really painful. So let's head into the... how dare you? We need to head into the arena and it's locked. Well, whatever the case, we do have a pretty reasonable amount of food, so I think we can probably take the chance to head over to Nordlands. I will cut away for this, of course. I will try to find a tournament, and then I will see you maybe in the penultimate round, unless I fail. Okay, so we have ventured all the way into Kingdom of Rodok territory, and as you can see here, we have reached the final bout. Now, this is actually taking quite a significant amount of our money, and as you can see, I only have 100 dinars left to bet, because I've bet absolutely everything on this, because if we do not win, then I have no idea, but if we win, we'll be handsomely paid, and I would really, really appreciate that extra cash injection, that's for sure. 32,600, and I can only hope that that will help us out a great deal. But as you see here, we have these two in battle very soon. The mercenary swordsman is going to be our opponent here. I am so thankful that it's not actually going to be Kratos this time. So let's head in. Oh, we're on a horse? And we're given a lance. Well, we have a very good chance then. Okay, in the other rounds, I was given a two-handed sword, one-handed sword, and I was actually given a crossbow in the first one, which is absolutely terrible. But there it is. Nice damage, and we took him out. There we go, okay, so that was actually really very, very nice indeed. I am so thankful I was able to win this, because I was crossing my fingers all the way through this, and wow, okay. I think maybe it's due to the fact that I wasn't commentating. I think maybe commentating does take quite a lot of my concentration. I mean, I think what actually happens is, if you put a lot of effort into your commentary, like I hope to do at least, then your playing suffers. But if you don't, and you ramble on about random things, then you can play quite well. But unfortunately, well, do I ramble on? Maybe I ramble on about random things. I probably do, but yes. Nevertheless, we now have a pretty significant cash flow, and saying that, we did actually gain some profit. In the weekly wages screen, we gained, I believe it was 280, so at least we are gaining a little bit of cash, and that is, of course, due to Yoruma Castle being under our control now. So we have a potential companion here. I think we are going to be taking her because we are, of course, going to construct an army entirely out of companions, apparently, but yes. That is not too bad. Now, I would like to recruit this elite strange mercenary, but I think that his wages are going to be a little bit too extravagant for my liking. So, instead, we're just going to be heading on. So, let's see what we can do. Oh my goodness. Okay, we did actually have Ninok tell me about her home before we arrived here, and now apparently Baron Burr is also telling us about his home. So apparently they both come from Valuka, which is, I suppose, good to know. Now, there's another Blazing Hand footman right there, and I think what we can do is head over to the Four Ways Inn, because we have a rather considerable amount. However, the unfortunate thing about having this amount of money is that you have to decide what you do with it, because one of you did actually state that there is an NPC in the Four Ways Inn, and she, I think it is a female NPC, she actually takes your money and then gives you interest every week on it. And I'm actually very impressed by that particular notion, because I'm not too sure whether we should go for an enterprise, because what we could do is we could get three different enterprises, and I would assume that we would probably go for a weavery and dye works, but yeah, I have no idea whether we should go for the enterprises or whether we should use the NPC and her interest. Well, we will see. Let's just head in here and take a look around. So where is she? There she is. Mawara, that is her name. Okay, so, good day, moneybag. I mean customer. What can I do for you? And a good day to you, madam. What do you do here? Among other things, gnomes have been known to handle numbers quite well. Such is the case with me, and I specialize in handling money efficiently. There are actually two kinds of services I offer. One is to lend money, and the other is to hold money for customers, and pay them a weekly interest of 5%. Of course, once I lend money, the interest will be of 10% per week. And don't think you could just walk away without paying. I have many resources to get my payment. So, I think I want to make a deposit. Let's deposit 10,000? Okay. Thank you. And we will leave it until the next week, and we'll see how much we get from that. I am not particularly a mathematics person. I am more to do with literature and English and everything, so I do apologize for not even knowing 5% of 1,000, or 10,000, shall we say. I believe that's probably going to be 500, isn't it? It's probably going to be 500, which is around the same as what you would probably get for a weavery and dye works. So I'm not too sure whether it's worth it to go for the interest at the moment. But I think what would be a good plan is if we got maybe 3 or 4 dye works, when we have the money, of course, and then we could probably put the rest of our savings into her savings. So, might be a pretty good idea, but we are going to be taking a look around here. So let's see. The Scimitar of Speed. Apparently one of you said that is actually a very good weapon, but as we are currently using a mythical hammer, not entirely sure whether that is going to be coming in too useful at the moment. An Archmage robe? Well, That's probably not going to help us out too much either. Adamantium Warhammer, that would be amazing for Frudak, but not too sure whether I really want to spend that much on Frudak alone. Now, let's just have a look here. Can I buy other things from these fellows here? Yes. Tell me what you... Oh, no, this is a ransom broker. Aha! Oh, wow. I'm wondering whether this fellow buys prisoners for more than 50 per time? That would be amazing if he did. Goodness me. But yes, there it is. Apparently we cannot purchase the other items that I was hoping for. And... oh. Looks around furtively, then opens a little sparkling bag and starts taking several items much bigger than the bag itself out. Here are my wares. An Archmage robe, is that all you have for me? Surely you have more. Yes, you do. Thank you very much. An Azure gem. A Sunblade? Dagger of Throwing. Well, I'm still unsure because I would like to get the Twilight Armor, but as you see, it's... yeah, never mind. 200,000, but it does give a little bit of magic, but that's really not going to help us out too much. I was hoping that... ah, there we go. I was hoping we could get the Gauntlets of Ogre Power, because one of you did actually state that it gives +4 strength, and they're 20,000. Wow. Let's take it. Let's do it. Why not? Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Oh, yeah. It's all ogre for you. Oh, yes. The jokes are flowing today. The terrible ones, that is, not the good ones. And there we have it. Increases the strength of the hero who wears them by 4. Excellent. That is exactly what we want to see. And we now have, if I can actually go to my character screen, that would be nice. 11 in strength? Nope, we have to move, I think. There we go. Thank you very much. And now we have 15 in strength. And we will never be removing these Gauntlets of Ogre Power. And there we have it. That is actually a very nice thing, because we were able to get some savings. We bought a very nice item. And I think we're probably going to be moving on and attempting to do a couple of tasks, perhaps, for Grandmaster Tenalia, because she doesn't really like us at the moment, although what we could potentially do is venture forth and take Slesk Castle as well. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, are they actually going to give that to us? Probably not. So, that is a little bit of a pickle. Now, I am a little bit worried that I'm going to be beset upon by random units here, so I need to be a little bit cautious as we are moving through. I would not like to get attacked by that crazy mage group that we saw just a minute ago. Now, we do have some of these drow units attempting to attack us as well. So, let's see. Can we buy an ironworks at Dirim? I think the Swadians hate us, don't they? The Swadians, yeah, they don't really like us. Okay, so we're not able to even go into Dirim. And that brings me to the next point. When do you think I should start my own faction, if I should start it at all, because I did state that I was going to stay with the Blazing Hand, but they have not declared war against anyone, and I am waging basically a one-man war against everything, although what we could do is incite certain circumstances to occur, such as raiding various villages, and maybe causing enemy factions to declare war against us, and then we would be forced to retaliate. And that might actually be a rather good idea. So maybe we'll do that. Who knows? Let's just take a look and see how many they have in here. Ooh, 220. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Okay. We'll need to be a little bit cautious there. Saranid Sultanate and the Deltham Empire made peace. I just want to take a look down here and see what the Deltham Empire actually did to the Saranids, because I have a feeling that it's absolutely nothing. It appears not. Because all of these castles right here, Barrowhaven, Shadowhurst, and I believe Ashfield as well, they weren't even the Saranids to begin with, and I'm assuming that they're basically just the Deltham Empire's initial fiefs. So it's very strange, really. The Deltham Empire is not too effective when Arcane Deathbloom is not a part of them, of course. Oh yes, it appears that is the case anyway. So, there we are. Thank you. I don't want to be attacked by any skeletons at the moment. Oh, And we have some sanctimonious fundamentalists that are a little bit too slow to catch us, thank you. And we can just head in here, thank you very much. So, do we want to migrate now? This actually costs 20,000, doesn't it? I think it does. Yes, it does. Aha, so instead of buying the Gauntlets of Ogre Power, we probably could have gotten that. So maybe that would have been a good idea, who knows. But we are going to be taking some additional units now. We're going to be taking a lot of Blazing Hands and Dwarves. And we now have 49. What can we do with that? I think what we want to do is head out, fight a lot of skeletons and so forth, and just get a lot of money by that. And then, once a sufficient amount of time has passed, we will be able to potentially siege Selesg Castle as well, and maybe we'll be able to be awarded that, which would be rather nice. Now, here is something rather peculiar. Shall we head in and help the skeletons? Probably not. But they are currently at war against the Vaegirs, so... No, it appears Boyar Rudin is after us at the moment. That is not too nice of him, is it? No. Okay, we're going to have to head back into the garrison here and take out a couple more units. I really didn't want to take out some of these really, really nice ones because I'd like to keep them in the garrison for as long as we can, but it appears that we will need to do battle with this Boyar Rudin, who is attempting to track us down here and cause us a great deal of pain. But we will prove to him that we are not to be trifled with, of course. And let's just take a look here. I think 1 or 2 mercenary mages will be fine. We're leaving absolutely no one in the garrison here. And that brings me to the next point. Off-screen, before the next episode, I will be running around the Blazing Hand lands as well as the Nord lands, and I'll try to get as much units as I can, and then maybe they'll be able to level up while they are in the garrison there. I'm not too sure, but I don't think we have the NPC that does that, do we? I don't think we have the trainer guy at the moment. So that is not too good, I have to admit, but yeah, I suppose what we could do is just wait there and train them up with our trainer skill itself. So maybe that would be a good idea, but who knows? We are now going to be trying to track down Boyar Rudin himself. If we cannot find him, then I will attempt to find the other fellow that was around here. That is really strange. They've just disappeared into thin air. Wow, okay. Very interesting. Not too sure. Ah, okay, the other fellow. Oh, he's actually leaving. Whoa, that was quite a bold move, wasn't it? I was not expecting him to do that. I was expecting him to stay in the garrison there. Because, as you saw, he was in the garrison, he was completely safe. And, ooh, this might actually give us more opportunities. Kingdom of Nords has declared war against the Kingdom of Swadia. And we are not necessarily in the greatest of books with the Swadians, so maybe that would be an idea for us. Maybe. Who knows? So let's just take a look. Okay, we have another skeleton party over there. We are now going to be tracking him down. And as you see, these are our wages at the moment. Yoruma Castle is doing an excellent amount of work for us right here. 1,400 by itself. And, yeah, of course, not many wages at all. Now, this guy could be drawing us away from our castle, and it might be a diversion. So we do need to be a little bit cautious about that. We need to make sure that we don't get drawn in too far. Otherwise, we're going to be too far away to be able to defend our own territory. So let's bless all of our units here as best we can. Let's get our spiritual hammer out. And for some reason I keep calling it a mythical hammer, but there it is. Spiritual hammer, thank you very much. Now we're going to be blessing everyone as best we can. Now we don't have too many archers. We only have 17. So I think we're probably just going to have to charge our units in here. Our infantry are going to have to do battle, and we will see what we can do. Now, I'm going to charge in our cavalry as well, and I think I'm just going to charge everyone in apart from our archers here. We'll put our archers at the back, and then we'll see what we can do. Now, we are going to be losing a couple of units, but that is to be expected. I will try to take out their archers, maybe some of their mages as well. They do have one. We have forced him into melee, though, which is excellent, and now we just need to focus on their archery lines. Thank you very much, Dwarf Paragon. You're doing an excellent job right there. Very, very nice. Now, have we defeated them already? Wow, okay, that was very, very fast indeed. But what can you expect when you have dwarves on your team? Oh yes, there it is. 13 renown and 8 morale. Maybe we'll be able to take him prisoner. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. And now we can take a lot of prisoners, which is exactly what I was hoping for here. Oh my goodness. Actually, most of these units that we've just taken here, apart from maybe the skirmishers, are really worth a lot of money. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to find a ransom broker at the nearby towns. And we'll level up a couple of our Nord units there as well. So let's take as much loot as we can get. We're actually doing quite well on the money front now, thanks to that tournament, and of course, thanks to the interest, which I will have to head back and get at some point, because it appears that the weekly budget is not included in our savings and indeed our interest percentage. So we'll have to go and inspect her savings next time. So, I will be ending this episode off here, and next time on Phantasy Calradia, I will have garrisoned Yuruma Castle, with, I hope, a sufficient enough force to warrant a good defense, just in case one of these Vagia vassals in particular, maybe this fellow, because he has 133, he would be able to easily take Yuruma Castle from us, but I'm hopeful that he will not even know that Yuruma Castle is incredibly badly defended, so yes. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.